Today, we had a rather important update for Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone, building off yesterday's title update and introducing a bit more content, not necessarily on the scale of like a seasonal launch or a mid-season update, but one that I think offered enough of things that I personally think are noteworthy. So today, I want to jump in and let you know all you need to about today's update and keep you in the loop with all things Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone. Drop your thoughts, drop a like if you enjoy the video, and make sure to subscribe for more content. Also, make sure to check out the final 24 hours or so of the Insane Gamer Advantage deal where Code Espresso can get you 47.5% off your entire order. But again, only for like another 24 hours or so, but more on that a little later. For now, let's jump into the new update for Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone. First, let's start out with what you're first met with when you boot up the game. We have new daily login rewards, which is the first time we've seen these officially in Modern Warfare 3. I kind of consider the biometric scan system a daily login reward system, but it has hidden items. You can earn up to 27 unique daily scans for a camo, but that's not explicitly advertised and it's not as strict a time frame to complete them in. Plus, I actually don't even think that there's really any timer on them. I don't know if that's just limited to this season. I kind of imagine they'd be there as long as Rebirth is, so that maybe 2 months down the line or so, you can still get that camo if you hit that 27th unique scan. But anyways, daily login rewards here are for 10 days total, and there's 5 different rewards, all really small stuff, so nothing you really need to worry about if you miss any of them. But you have the new Sly Guy animated emblem, the fumigation large decal, the roll one out sticker, the double battle pass XP token. I feel like there's a bit of a missed opportunity with the emphasis on toke for how that's written out, but puns aside, you also have the tangled up at the moment animated calling card. So again, nothing really too crazy in rewards, just simply logging in. All you have to do is literally boot up the game, get credit for it, and you can just shut off the game for the next 24 hours. You don't have to play to earn these, you just have to log in. Next, let's talk about some stuff though that does actually have more weight than just some free rewards. We have weapon tuning for Warzone and Modern Warfare 3. The big thing with Warzone right now is probably the lead off here is that the Renetti finally got nerfed. It's a much needed tune for this weapon. Not necessarily sure right now if it's the right move in regards to how much was done, but if you played Warzone, the Jack Ferocity carbine kit, that aftermarket part was genuinely broken. Like, it was about the only thing you'd see on Rebirth. It could outgun just about anything in close range. It was stupid broken, but for the adjustments, they ended up decreasing the max damage to 28, down from 36. It decreased the min damage, bringing it to 24, down from 28, and it decreased the range, but it also increased the lower torso multiplier and the arms and hands multiplier to 1.1, up from 1. So you get a little bonus here at that, but overall it was a nerf that was on paper pretty substantial for the TTK, bringing it from a devastating 490 milliseconds before today's update to now roughly 630-ish milliseconds close range to about 770 milliseconds at a slight distance. So on paper, it's a drastic nerf for this thing, but again, we'll have to see if on paper translates one-to-one to in-game, because oftentimes it doesn't do that. But grand scheme, in the sort of meta, it looks like the HRM9 is about to be dominant once again. As we saw before the Season 3 update, kind of boring, I know, to see the same weapon that you saw used the entire last season still atop the meta, but it seems like, statistically speaking, the Renetti is still viable, still very usable, just not the clear-cut choice over the HRM9 for the close quarters engagements there with that. Like, it looks like it can still be competitive in a head-to-head, it's just that the HRM9 has a bit more handling that may make it a bit more favorable again. Other weapon tuning that happened yesterday, actually, it's not much, so we didn't cover it here on the channel because of that, but we also saw adjustments to the FGX Horus, TAC Evolvery, and the Moors. The FGX Horus saw optic attachments with the integrated laser are now no longer compatible with the ECS required or suppressor muzzle. The TAC Evolvery removed duplicate ZEM35 compensator flash hider muzzle attachments, and the Moors removed the ability to equip any incompatible attachments. Now, on the Modern Warfare 3 side of things, we also saw those same changes, but some additional ones on top of that. The SVA 45 saw a slight buff here where we saw the maximum damage range increased, the near to medium damage range increased, and the medium damage range itself increased as well. The Moors also had on top of that incompatible attachment adjustment. The photonic charge barrel now improved the consistency of penetration damage through enemy operators, so i.e. improving the consistency if you hit any collaterals. But after that, we saw a little bit of content and stuff that you can actually interact with here this week, upcoming, and a little beyond. We have the Blaze Up event here, a challenge-based, not XP event for the next 2 weeks that is now active, where overall the reward is an animated blueprint for the WSP Swarm. So for me, I'm not as enticed to go for this one and grind out all these challenges, because honestly, some of the challenges are not necessarily a grind, but they're tedious and kind of annoying, but it's still a reward for those that are interested. But you also have additional rewards of a double XP token, the hot out of the oven weapon sticker, the Weedson Wheelson killstreak skin, the high as a duck charm, the seeing sound weapon sticker, the utterly inspiring emblem, the bro you're out of this world calling card, a double weapon XP token, the every second and hour large decal, a tier skip for your battle pass, and a double battle pass XP token. Now again, if you complete all 11 of those challenges, you do end up getting that mastery reward of the Daymare's WSP Swarm blueprint that comes along with the WSP TAC 20 grip, the AMOP V4 optic, the Hipshot L20 laser, and the Noxious short compensated barrel. The blueprint itself is pretty cool. Again, it is a little bit animated here with this. It's got a sort of pulse design to it, and you have that sloth on the handle. Overall, it's a cool one, but overall, it's a blueprint, so if you change anything, obviously you're not going to be able to use that universally, but it is what it is. We also have, as a part of this event, the High Trip Resurgence, which as of recording this, it doesn't appear to be live just yet. Might be by the time this video goes up, unless it's just in the base modes of Resurgence by default, but it should be just like the Soups event of sort, and the most recent example is probably the recent Zombie event, is a probably more proper comparison as well in Fortune's Keep, where you ended up having those power-ups that gave you a little bit of extra added bonus, but it wasn't anything that was like took away from the gameplay experience too much. Just an additional way to gain air quote additional powers and spice up the gameplay a little bit. Interestingly, the Get High multiplayer map in mode is absent, which is really strange. That only up LTM style map that was built for that mode in particular, I was actually kind of looking forward to trying that one out. And while it's possible that it could come at any point over the next 2 weeks, it could come this weekend, it could come this time next week with another weekly update. I'm curious why not today, or worst case, my mind goes to, was it scrapped? I mean, I know the gameplay footage that we had seen, if you completed it, it just reset you, which is odd and makes me kind of wonder if that's just a byproduct of an unfinished map and mode, which could also hint of that being cut, but we genuinely do not know. But I'm hoping that's not the case. I still would very much so like to play that and try that out, so fingers crossed we see it in the next couple of days. But anyways, the final thing in regards to content added in, we saw a new set of weekly challenges. Another week, another set, and a new aftermarket part to earn. These challenges this week focus on the shotgun, though not exclusively like we saw last week with the LMGs, but week 2 focuses on the Jack Jawbreaker, which turns the KV broadside into a battle rifle, so the focus is on the categories of the battle rifles and the shotguns. Now, the zombie side of things here, really easy, but really tedious as well by comparison to other zombies weekly challenges, and then Warzone, well, they're all relatively the same week to week. Kills in certain areas, completing contracts, placing. Those ones, if you're not too worried about getting the aftermarket part quickly, you'll end up having the ability to get those naturally by completing them as the week goes on. Those are always a nice XP boost, not necessarily what I go to for the unlocks as quick as possible, but again, to each their own. But the first Modern Warfare 2 aftermarket part, the Jack Jawbreaker, is an interesting one here on paper. Curious to see how this works out in a practical sense, but it increases the headshot, upper and lower torso, and leg damages, boosts the effective damage range by over 800%, increases the bullet velocity, increases that rate of fire while also making it a steadier weapon with buffs to the recoil control, but you lose out on a ton of handling attributes and hip fire. So on paper, it's something that might do well, but I'm curious again to see, practically speaking, where it fits in the grand scheme of things. But anyways, that is the final bit of content, except for a 24-hour double XP window here that is available for a sort of thank you for the service outages that we saw yesterday within Call of Duty. So if you want to rank up a little quicker, you can do that here with this by default and not necessarily burning any sort of XP tokens. But anyways, that is the update today and where we're at. Now, before we wrap everything up, for a short window of time, again, just about 24 hours remaining, Gamer Advantage has a site-wide 37.5% off discount, but Code Espresso can stack on top of that to give you an additional 10%, bringing your total to 47.5% off your entire order. One of the best discounts that we've seen so far, and an oddly specific one as well. But if you guys want to check out what I firmly believe are the best blue light glasses on the market, now is as best a time as any. I've worked with these guys for 3 years now and cannot recommend them enough. The most lightweight, comfortable, and durable frames out there as far as I've used, and I definitely think they've helped my daily productivity. The full transparency, they're a bit more of an investment, but I think your vision's absolutely worth investing into, especially if you're like me and look at it on a monitor, phone, or gaming for a good chunk of the day. So if you guys would like to learn more, at the very least, I'd recommend checking out their website, where they can better break down the science and all the specific stuff way better than I could. But what I can personally say is I'd highly recommend them. But for now, if you want to learn more, check the link in the description below. And if you want to pick something up for yourself, use code Espresso to get 47.5% off your entire order. But that is what we're going to call it. So let me know your thoughts down below. Like this update, dislike it, whatever the case, drop your thoughts. But if you enjoyed the video, if you found it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Modern Warfare 3, Warzone, and a ton of other FPS content here on the channel as well. But for now, thanks so much for watching. Mine has been Espresso. I'll see you later. Take care and peace.